China's naval ambitions are no longer a secret. The South China Sea, a vital waterway for global trade, has become a focal point of tension. Beijing's claims encompassing almost the entire sea have raised alarms. This assertive posture extends beyond the South China Sea, reaching far into the Pacific. China's warships are increasingly present, projecting power and challenging the established order. The United States, long the dominant naval power in the Pacific, has taken notice. Washington views China's actions as a direct challenge to its interest and those of its allies. The US Navy has responded with increased deployments, exercises, and a clear message. The Pacific will not become a Chinese lake. This maritime rivalry is not just about warships and military might. It is about influence, access to resources, and the future of the Indo-Pacific region. The stakes are high, and the outcome will have profound consequences for the global balance of power. Australia, a staunch US ally, has witnessed China's growing naval presence firsthand. In a move that sent shockwaves through Canberra, a formidable Chinese fleet spearheaded by a Type 055 destroyer sailed near Australian waters. Though remaining outside Australia's territorial waters, the message was clear. China's reach is expanding, and it will not be ignored. This incident, coupled with China's assertive actions in the South China Sea, has deepened anxieties in Australia about Beijing's intentions. Canberra has responded by strengthening its defence ties with the United States and other regional partners. The message from Australia is clear. Any attempt to undermine the rules-based order in the region will be met with a firm and united response. Australia's concerns are shared by other nations in the region, many of whom view China's growing military might with apprehension. The stage is set for a new era of strategic competition in the Pacific, one with potentially far-reaching consequences. Tensions in the Pacific soared to new heights following a series of dangerous encounters between Chinese and US forces. In one particularly alarming incident, a Chinese J-16 fighter jet executed a reckless maneuver near a US P-8A Poseidon maritime patrol aircraft. The Chinese jet, flying dangerously close to the American plane, released flares just meters away, jeopardizing the safety of both aircraft and crews. This incident, branded as unsafe and unprofessional by US officials, underscored the fragility of peace in the region. It also highlighted the risks inherent in China's increasingly assertive behavior. The potential for miscalculation, for an unintended escalation into conflict, is a sobering reality. The United States, while committed to avoiding conflict, has made it clear that it will not be intimidated. Washington has vowed to continue its operations in the region, upholding freedom of navigation and overflight in accordance with international law. In a powerful display of resolve, the United States, France, and Japan conducted Exercise Stella 2025, a major naval exercise in the Philippine Sea. This trilateral exercise, involving aircraft carriers, destroyers, and advanced fighter jets like the F-35, sent an unambiguous message to Beijing. The message: the US and its allies are prepared to defend their interests in the region. Exercise Stella 2025 was not merely a show of force. It was a demonstration of interoperability, of the ability of these three navies to operate seamlessly together. It was also a testament to the enduring strength of the alliances that underpin security in the Indo-Pacific. The participation of France, a European power with significant interests in the Indo-Pacific, highlighted the growing international concern about China's behavior. The message from Exercise Stella 2025 was clear: attempts to undermine regional stability will be met with a united response. Section 5. The Philippines, a strategic prize. At the heart of this geopolitical chess match lies the Philippines, an archipelago nation of strategic significance. Positioned at the gateway to the Western Pacific, the Philippines straddles vital sea lanes connecting East Asia to the rest of the world. Its proximity to key US bases like Guam makes it a pivotal player in the regional security architecture. China's growing assertiveness has not gone unnoticed in Manila. Beijing's claims in the South China Sea directly challenge Philippine sovereignty, particularly in the vicinity of the Second Thomas Shoal, where a near confrontation between Chinese and Philippine vessels further inflamed tensions. The Philippines, long a US ally, has found itself caught in the middle of this great power rivalry. Manila's response has been a delicate balancing act, seeking to protect its interests while avoiding confrontation with China. The Philippines' strategic calculus is just one example of the complex dynamics at play in the Indo-Pacific. Section 6.0. No trespassing. In a bold move that sent shockwaves through the region, the United States Navy has taken the unprecedented step of declaring a zero-point zone around key maritime assets in the Pacific. This zone, off-limits to Chinese warships and aircraft, represents a significant escalation in the ongoing maritime standoff. The zero-point initiative is not merely a symbolic gesture. It is a clear and unambiguous message to Beijing. Certain areas are off-limits, and any attempt to encroach upon them will be met with a swift and decisive response. This bold move reflects a growing sense in Washington that China's behavior demands a firmer hand. The establishment of the zero-point zone marks a new chapter in the US-China maritime rivalry. It remains to be seen how China will respond to this challenge, but one thing is certain: the stakes have just been raised significantly. Section 7. The Dragon's response, a calculus of risk. China's reaction to the zero-point initiative has been a mix of bluster and caution. Beijing has condemned the move as provocative and a violation of its sovereignty. However, thus far, China has stopped short of directly challenging the zero-point zone. This calibrated response suggests that Beijing is still calculating its next move. China is acutely aware of the potential costs of a direct confrontation with the United States. However, backing down would be seen as a sign of weakness, potentially emboldening other regional actors to challenge China's claims. China's dilemma is emblematic of the broader challenges facing the Indo-Pacific. The region is grappling with the rise of a more assertive China, one that is increasingly willing to flex its military muscle. How this rivalry plays out will have profound implications for the future of the region and the world. Section 8. A new era of great power competition. The maritime standoff in the Pacific is a microcosm of a larger geopolitical trend, the return of great power competition. After decades of relative peace and stability following the end of the Cold War, the world is once again witnessing a clash of titans. The United States, while still the world's sole superpower, is facing challenges to its dominance from rising powers like China. Beijing's ambitions extend far beyond its borders, encompassing a desire to reshape the international order in its image. This new era of great power competition is playing out on multiple fronts: economic, technological, diplomatic, and military. The stakes are high, and the outcome is far from certain. One thing is clear: the world is entering a period of uncertainty and turbulence. Section 9. The stakes, freedom of navigation and the rule of law. At the heart of the maritime tensions in the Pacific lies a fundamental disagreement over the rules of the road. The United States and its allies are committed to upholding a rules-based international order, one where freedom of navigation and overflight are paramount. China, on the other hand, seeks to rewrite the rules in its favor. Beijing's assertive actions in the South China Sea, its disregard for international law, and its attempts to coerce its neighbors have raised alarm bells around the world. The outcome of this struggle will have profound consequences for the future of the international order. If China succeeds in imposing its will on the region, it will embolden other authoritarian regimes to follow suit. The result would be a more chaotic and dangerous world, one where might makes right. The United States and its allies must stand firm in defense of the rules-based order. Failure to do so would have dire consequences, not just for the Indo-Pacific, but for the entire world. The stakes are simply too high to allow China to dictate the terms of engagement.